Part 3 of our Home Depot dump bed conversion. Bed is sitting on the frame, but that's it. So today we're gonna get this thing actually bolted to the hinge and get some kind of mount made for the scissor, and hopefully by the end of this video this bed goes up and down under its own power. All right, I'm doing some last minute mock-ups here. This is one of the original rails off the bed, and I'm just trying to get an idea what this is going to look like. And standing back, this is probably not a great view because of where the sun is, but standing back, it looks like that's straight to the frame, perpendicular to the cab. I think that's actually in the right spot, which is pretty convenient because it's sitting directly on the frame rail right here, just perfectly flat. So that actually makes this pretty easy. I'm gonna put a spacer on here, something in plastic. I don't know what yet. I gotta figure out what and how thick, because I don't want the aluminum on the steel, but it looks right just sitting here flat. So I gotta make a spacer for that. We're up off here a 1/4 inch, but what I'm gonna do when I make my cross member that ties in here, we're gonna add a piece of 1/4 inch aluminum on the underside of the rail to stiffen everything up, and that'll take up that gap. So this will be flush, which means whatever thickness plastic I add here, I just have to add here, which I want to do anyway, of course. And then the bed will sit on the frame. It'll be bolted to the hinges enough that I can use it. By that I mean, you know, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build the cross member for the bed so the scissor can be reconnected, and then we can make the bed just tilt up and down. And then from there I'm going to go back and build something here, probably from here to the front, because the frame rail dips down here. But I want to build something to catch the bed, so when it sits down, it's not, you know, I can't have it just freestanding here. But I was going to build all that beforehand and just set the bed on and be done. But it doesn't look like it's going to work. There's too many variables and issues I'm running into, like where's the filler net go? Where's the filler net go? And is the headache rack going to be square and stuff, that I don't think I'm gonna get it right, and I don't want to make any mistakes and have to do rework. So it really looks to me like my next move is just pull the truck away, get the bed outside, get it right side up, get it in the air, and then get it set on top of this truck and start mocking everything up. So, you know, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, now we got to get this thing right side up. Of course. So close to being high enough. got it. Woo! That was terrifying. Okay, right side up. Cool. Now, okay, that's pretty level. I like that. All right. All right. Stupid driveway. Okay. So we got the truck. Forgot that this hydraulic line is run over top of the frame rail because it didn't matter on the stock box, but it matters now. So we gotta reroute this. Spill oil. Okay. Let's do this now. That will, okay, out of the way. Okay, now let's actually try set this bed down. It's actually, yeah, the bed looks like it's 100 feet in the air, doesn't it? Oh my God, it looks huge. Okay, we are touching things. We're sitting on the frame rail there. We're not quite centered yet. The space is greater than it looked yesterday, but I think it's because that end is down. Oh my God, these dogs. This side is, it's close. I got to do some shimmying and some finagling and get this thing set down exactly where it's supposed to be. All right, phase one of our hinge build requires getting this cross member set in place. So I'm going to take some measurements. I'm going to go swap the MIG back over to aluminum. We're going to get this burned in, and then we will work on getting this shimmed so we can hopefully get it bolted onto that hinge today. All right, so I pretty much got this whole area back here done now. Full channel welded in, 4-inch plate on the bottom. I added some extra gussets and stuff just to make sure it wouldn't do any twisting. You know, I went with 4 bolts holding it, whereas on the previous incarnation we were only relying on just one here and one here, one in each individual hinge. So I think this is going to be like significantly stiffer. I think that's actually going to work out really well, so which is cool. Now I still have the crane hooked up, which means I can lift the bed up and I can kind of show you like what I've got going on underneath. Let me get this up here. Okay, now over here as it would turn out. I have this is the original frame that went to two of the cross members on the steel bed, so which basically would have been like flush with the frame around here. By pure coincidence, this one lines up precisely with this cross member right here. So what I'm now thinking, like my original plan was I was going to build something out of steel that fit up into the frame here, because with all the lifting, I figured steel would be stiffer, less likely to flex, therefore less likely to cause stress cracks in the bed. As by pure coincidence, this, when the bed is all the way down and you raise this up just right to the bottom of the rail here, it's actually, if I took a piece of 5-inch channel like our frame rails here and set it perfectly in line with this I-beam, like and notched it to fit up in here, it lines up perfectly with this one. What I like about that is now if I do the 5-inch, originally I was going to do like steel 2x2 cross members or something, and design them to be, you know, bolt in and have like plastic isolators and all this extra. I don't have to do any of that stuff. I can just take 5-inch channel, I'll notch it to fit in here. This way it's sitting directly on this beam, and I'll be able to fully weld it to this beam, fully weld it to these channels. I'll be able to do the same thing on this one, and that, you know, and I feel like overall I think that's actually going to be, it's gonna, now I'm gonna have 4 cross members on this bed. This bed's gonna be super stiff. You know, when you're lifting the bed, it's not gonna be just a 5-inch channel, but you're also gonna gain, this is like, I don't know, 2 or 3-inch I-beam. So you're gonna have all this rigidity as well. So it should be super stiff. I don't think I'm gonna actually have any cracking problems. And then I won't have to deal with the complicated process of properly putting steel and aluminum together. All I have to do is, you know, however I build this, I'll make sure my new one is, you know, got a good coat of paint on it, and then I'll I don't know, I have 1/8 inch, I have real thin, like 1/8 inch plastic. I might try and use some of that as isolators, or maybe we'll try maybe like dielectric grease or something, even something that I won't, you know, that should hopefully cut down on corrosion on the conversion. But I think that's actually going to work out even better than I had originally planned. So I think I'm going to go grab one of the old frame rails and see if it's going to be feasible to cut 2-3 foot sections out of them. Should be able to, and get them to fit up in here. All right, I took one of the old frame rails, cut it up, cleaned it up. I got one cross member completely done. There we go. I just got to finish notching this one. We'll set these in the truck and get them welded in. All right, first cross member is welded in. Second one's clamped in place. I'm gonna try and get this welded up real quick, and then tomorrow we'll see if we can't come out here and start building a new frame for the scissor. All right, we got to build something to take the place of this. Just 2x2, just sitting on the frame. I'm probably gonna use 2x2 actually. But we're going to make it a little bit longer, and there's going to be some tabs to bolt to the frame, maybe some guides to catch this. I got to get rid of the old pads from the old dump bed. So I'm going to put the bed back up, pull this out, take some measurements, and whip something up. So I was kind of on a roll the other day. I started welding and it never really stopped, and then this happened. That's it. Dump conversion complete. Got a new frame built for the bottom of the bed. I more or less copied Pierce Arrow's design, with the exception that I made mine out of 1/4, whereas they use 1/8, so a little beefier. And I also made these as well, just some 2x2 with some mounts to catch the bed when it comes down and make sure it stays nice and even and steady and doesn't move around on the frame at all. It actually works out really well. It comes down really nice, sets down on the frame beautifully. Perfect. So I think that's where we're going to call it for this one. Next week we are going to come out here. We're going to figure out what it takes to get a 38-gallon tank in the back of this frame, and then from there we can move on to trailer hitch and wiring and some kind of bumper and license plate and all sorts of stuff, and turn this thing back into a driver. So yeah, just hopefully just one more video to go and she'll be back on the road again. So stick around, and thanks for watching.